happening, everybody? Trey here, and today, reactions to the classics. I'm going to be listening to the full album of Black Sabbath's 10th record, Mob Rules. So I want to shout out a longtime patron and friend of the channel and Sabbath fan, Carl, for requesting this one. He's taken and requested the journey from Sabbath from their debut record all the way to this point. This is going to be the second album with Ronnie James Dio on vocals. Last month I reacted to Heaven and Hell, and I thought that was a pretty good album, so I'm looking forward to hearing how the second one with old Dio stacks up right here. So with that said, let's get into the quick facts. This was released November 1981. It's a mixed reviews, but it did go to 12 in the UK, 29 in the States. It followed Heaven and Hell, and this was actually the first album to feature Vinny Appice as the drummer right here. So that is interesting to note. Another lineup change right there. Long lived the great Bill Ward, who, as we noted in the quick facts of the last record, just had a lot of personal stuff going on and, ended up leaving the band. Neither musician would appear on a Black Sabbath studio album again until the 92 album Dehumanizer. So again, another feather in its cap right here with the lineup. The band recorded the album at the record plant in LA. The album was the last time the band worked together with producer and engineer Martin Birch, who went on to work with Iron Maiden until his retirement in 92. Tony Iommi explained to Guitar World in 92 that, quote, "We were all going through a lot of problems at that time, most of it related to drugs. Even the producer, Martin Birch, was having drug problems and hurt the sound of that record. Once that happens to your producer, you're really screwed." Mob Rules would be the second album with Ronnie James Dio and final studio recording with Sabbath until the Mob Rules era lineup reunited for Dehumanizer in 92. The seeds of discontent appear to have sprouted when Dio was offered a solo deal by Warner Brothers, with Iommi stating, quote, "After the Heaven and Hell record became such a great success, Warner Brothers extended the contract at the same time, offering Ronnie a solo deal. That felt a bit odd to us because we were a band and we didn't want to separate anybody." Dio confided in an interview that the recording of Mob Rules was far more difficult for him than Heaven and Hell because, quote, "We approached the writing very much differently than the first one. Geezer had gone, so we wrote in a very controlled environment in a living room with little amplifiers. And with Mob Rules, we hired a studio, turned up as loud as possible, and smashed through it all. So it made for a different kind of attitude." Vinny Appice stated in 2021 that the writing for the album was largely a collaborative process done through jam sessions. Quote, "We put songs together by jamming and playing together and putting ideas in the pot. It's a natural way of doing it, and it works really well. That's how we did all the big albums like Mob Rules and Holy Diver. Nobody came in with the song." I only reflected again in 92 that, quote, "Mob Rules was a confusing album for us. We started writing songs differently for some reason and ended up not using a lot of really great material. That lineup was really great, and the whole thing fell apart for very silly reasons. We were all acting like children." So with that said, y'all, it is time to get this album underway. Sabbath's a little hit or miss on the copyright. Sometimes the full album goes through. Sometimes certain songs get blocked. That's what happened on Heaven and Hell. But in any case, there will be a link to Vimeo down below for the full album reaction right there, man. So with that said, let's kick it off with the opener, Turn Up the Night. We got 9 songs here, about 40 minutes. So kind of a typical Sabbath fare right there. This went to 37 in the UK. And in the liner notes to the 2003 compilation Stand Up and Shout, Ronnie said, quote, "A clever or perhaps not so clever play on words like turn up the radio. Night is a word closely identified with Sabbath, and like I said, I'm getting darker, so here comes the night, let's really turn it up. Devils, monsters, so forth. It's not a very important track to me, but the fans dig it, so here you go. Hey, you can only write so many blockbusters." Hey, well said there, Ronnie. So as always, I'm going to have the lyrics up, and we'll be following along, and then give my thoughts after the facts. So let's kick off Mob Rules. Had a lot of good energy, hard rocking, which is definitely a good characteristic of an album opener, especially when you're Black Sabbath, right? Dio coming in with some of his characteristic, really high and powerful notes where he's able to hold those for quite a while. And I thought Iommi in here, I'm a broken record that he is one of my favorite guitarists of all time, and I thought his solo was fantastic right here. Definitely had a bit more of an 80s type of sound in just the way I don't know if the guitar was tuned or amplified or affected. I'm not a guitarist, but just in that sense, I'm feeling, yeah, this is early to mid 80s right here. So you know, this is going to be interesting to see how that you know, classic Sabbath sound, you know, continues to evolve with the time right there, man. So you know, good imagery, a catchy chorus. I thought this song was a hit for me. So now we're gonna go to the song Voodoo, in keeping with you know, kind of the dark themes here. So let's check this one out. All right, Voodoo, bringing what you would kind of think in the name, right? Again, we had some of that similar type of guitar sound right there, and again the powerful vocals by Dio right here. I didn't like it as much as the opener, but again, I thought they Sabbath brought that bit of a harder edge. It feels that they're trying to go on this record here. We have the devil just essentially saying, "So you don't know me, you'll burn. You can refuse, but you'll lose. It's by me." So again, just kind of that darkness, that ominous threat pervades throughout the song, right? So if a stranger calls you, don't let him whisper his name, because it's voodoo. Ooh. Ronnie James Dio scaring us out here, people. So Voodoo coming in as our second track right here. Now we're going to go to The Sign of the Southern Cross as our third track on this first side right here. Dio noted on this, quote, "Mob Rules was a different experience because Bill Ward had left Sabbath. Vinny Appice was the new drummer, and the chemistry in the studio changed. I was feeling like I could go as dark as I wanted lyrically now. Mess around with alliteration. I love alliteration. I knew about the Southern Cross on the Australian flag, but this was meant to be something more darkly symbolic and religious." Longest song on the record here as well, almost clocking in at 8 minutes. I'm excited.
If there isn't light when no one sees, then how can I know what you might believe?
Bit of a softer delivery from Dio right here. Goes well with the acoustic.
A story told that can't be real somehow must reflect the truth we feel, yeah. Fade away, vanish into smoke. Fade away, break the crystal ball.
Okay. This is what I come to Sabbath for, people. Just love how heavy this guitar tone is right here, too.
Gather all around the young ones, they will make us
Lovely echo effects right here too. Mm. I need peace. Putting in the work. All right, the epic Sign of the Southern Cross. Got to give the hard treatment there, man. So much to love about this song, from the opening acoustic strumming with the softer delivery by Dio right there. I thought was really sweet, I guess, in a Black Sabbath sense, as sweet as they can get, right? And then whenever that first drop comes in, love how this gave me more kind of vintage. Just the way the tone was from Iommi right here, kind of more vintage 70s Sabbath, early mid 70s Sabbath right there. I loved how heavy it was. The echo effects throughout were great. Vinny Appice put in some work on some of these drum fills as well that I thought were great. And again, just kind of the imagery that Dio was able to bring forth in the lyrics right here, I thought were really fantastic as well. And until you get to the chorus, it's the sign of the Southern Cross, sail away to the sign. Even talking, there's a rainbow that will shimmer when the summer falls. If an echo doesn't answer when it hears a certain song, then the beast is free to wander, but never seen around. So, there's that element of intrigue and mystery on top of the track as well. While that, again, that ominous, atmosphere kind of surrounds the track. So I thought this was a really a solid tune, my favorite on the record so far. And we're going to close out this first side with a little instrumental right here, E5150, which is a bit of a hidden meaning because the numbers are based on the Roman numerals. So in Roman numerals, you have a V representing 5, I representing 1, and L representing 50. So add an E in the front and you get the word evil. And then that's going to take us to our title track, which went to 56 in the UK. Ronnie said, quote, "We wrote this song for the motion picture Heavy Metal, a groundbreaking animated film. I was the only one in the band to see a prototype of the film, and I got it instantly. They wanted a song for a sequence where these people living behind a walled city are about to be attacked by barbarians. It was real sci-fi, which I love. And the characters had horns coming out of their heads and all this evil imagery. So I came up with the title, The Mob Rules. And Tony and I wrote the song. We recorded it in a house in Ascot, England, owned by Ringo Starr at the time. There was a studio in the basement. We spent 3 days there. It was an awesome experience, and the song turned out to be a blockbuster for us. So looking forward to that. I've never seen the movie Heavy Metal, but it sounds interesting. So with that said, let's get it. Sounds like a bomb about to drop. Digging the panning effects. Into Mob Rules. Let's get it. Evil and the Mob Rules right here. Starting off with the instrumental track, I thought it was cool for what it was. Man, sounded like a bomb was dropping at a certain point. The bit of a trippy panning effects in there, and then yeah, that segued us into the title track here, which was short, sweet, to the point. Man, I could see why this was a bit of a hit right here and popular with Sabbath fans, man, because You got Dio showing his stuff as he has throughout this whole record, and especially in that chorus right there, the mob rules, just the power that he has on it. I thought it was impressive, and I think the good showcase for Vinny Appice here as well on the drum kit, and you had a short, sweet, and tasty guitar solo from Tony Iommi right here as well, man. And again, just kind of certain themes that have popped up on this record, that darkness kind of looming in, right? That's brought up in here as well. But you have nothing to say. They're breaking away. If you listen to Fools, the mob rules. Kind of like that idea of it's almost like this apocalypse is coming, or some big battle or something's monumental is about to go down. And I think the instrumentation reflected that quite well. So with that said, we are now going to go to the second side of this record. We have Country Girl, and I don't have any research on it, so let's get to it. Tony Iommi is feeling it, needless to say, on this one, people. Come on. Great track. All right, Country Girl coming in here, man. What a way to kick off the second side of this record. I particularly enjoyed just that real crunchy riff that was throughout the song. One of the more catchy, I think, instrumental sections we've had this entire record as well. And then in the middle, we kind of had a bridge that was a bit more spacey and let the guitar breathe a little bit more, which I thought was nice too. Dio, of course, bringing his A game on this one as we talk about that country girl, man. You got to be watching out for those country girls. I know here in Texas that is a true statement, and if I have ever heard one. And I like too, we even have a little name drop of Sabbath themselves, a little play on words. Her Smile was a winter song, a Sabbath ending. Don't sleep or you'll find me gone, just an image in the air. But at the end, he tells us, don't ever fall in love. Don't give your heart away. No, never, never fall in love with a country girl. If Dio says it, I'm going to be listening to that right there. Really enjoyable track to my ears, at least. And now we're going to be going to the song Slipping Away right there. There we go. All right, let's get it. Digging these Vinny a piece drum fills right here. Kind of letting him showcase a bit more on this track, it feels. All right, slipping away, bringing it right here. A real showcase for Benny and Peace, in my opinion, right here. Let him really do a lot of different drum fills, and I thought he knocked it out of the park. Another interesting point on this track was the slipping away chorus. Almost giving me Fleetwood Mac harmony-like vibes on that, just that slipping away. I thought that that was a unique little caveat in the song as well, man. Another really solid track by Iommi as well on the guitar, and maybe this isn't going to be a one that's going to be amongst my favorites, but still a really strong tune. So you can't complain too much right there. And we have 2 songs left. We're going now to Falling Off the Edge of the World. Not something I suggest you do, but let's see where Sabbath takes this right here.
I think about closing the door, and lately I think of it more. I'm living well out of my time. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I should be at the table round, a servant of the crown, the keeper of the sign, to sparkle and to shine.
Oof. I can tell it has a bit of that epic feel to it. I feel we're really about to drop the hammer right here. Let's see. Ramp that heaviness up. Get that heart treatment out, people.
Look up the danger, nowhere to run. Seems like desperate measures, but sometimes it's got to be done. Over, it's over at last. And the message inside is we build a new life on the past. We're falling off the edge of the world. Yes, the edge of the world. It's the end of the world.
All right, falling off the edge of the world. My favorite song on this record so far. We only have one left, but man, I love the epic nature of this song, where it starts off more stripped back, where Dio's almost telling a fable of sorts, a tale. You are already thrown into the darkness with this guy who says he's losing his mind here, people. And then we get those heavy guitars coming in, and that is where Sabbath really are at their best, I think, whenever they lean into that heavy music right there. And man, maybe Dio's best vocal performance on this record, I think, as well. And I think everybody was just firing on all cylinders on the instrumentation. I really enjoyed that, and again, kind of leaning into that eerie darkness that like permeates a lot of this record up to this point, man. And so another really strong and impressive solo, and my favorite song on Mob Rules up to this point. And we have one song left, Over and Over, the closer right here. So we'll give this a listen, y'all, and then afterwards I'll give my favorite tracks and overall score to the record. This is how you end an album, people. Let's go. Come on. Over and over, finishing on a really strong note to the record Mob Rules right here, man. It had every characteristic you want in a closing track, right? Again, it had a bit of that epic type of feel to it. As you heard at the end, just that wailing guitar from Iommi at the end there, very emotive, stirring up a lot of thoughts and feelings. I think in me at least as I was listening to it, and again highlights why Tony Iommi is one of the greats that, in my opinion, to ever pick up the guitar right there, man. And again, you had Dio building this kind of really heartfelt type of story with this person. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm dying at dawn, and sometimes I'm warm as fire, but lately I feel like I'm just gonna rain. So the conflicting nature within this person, and just kind of noting the monotony, and just how, okay, this goes over and over and over again. Maybe you feel like you're going up, but then something knocks you down. Then you go up, but then something knocks you back down. So just that the rigors of life right there. He notes, life's only made of paper. Oh, how I need to be free of this pain. And I think the instrumentation, just not only with Iommi but all the way around, were really able to reflect that really emotional type of a vibe that I think that Sabbath was going for right now. And so, man, I was really impressed with this song, man. Especially this whole album, and second side in particular was great. That's going to take me now to my favorite songs. I got to go with Falling Off the Edge of the World and Over right here. And I'm also going to throw in The Sign of the Southern Cross is my favorite. All the long jams right here, man. Give me those Sabbath instrumentals. And that'll take me now to my overall score of Mob Rules. Man, I think Dio Sabbath did it again right here. From first listen, it's hard for me to just coming right off this to say if I think it's better than Heaven and Hell. But ooh, it's right there, man. So I'm gonna be at a strong 8 on this album. I'm looking here. I gave 6 of the 9 tracks a heart, and one of those was was Evil, and so that was more just kind of the build up into Mob Rules. So man, I think that they really crushed it on here. Dio sounded fantastic. Iommi still firing on a really high bar right here this late into Sabbath's career, and Vinny Appice, man, picked up where Bill Ward left off in a really strong manner. And I was impressed with this album, man, from start to finish. I want to again shout out Carl for requesting this album for us to listen to today. Let me know your thoughts on Mob Rules down below. Do you like it more than Heaven and Hell? Do you like Heaven and Hell more? Well, let me know your favorite track, score, all that fun stuff. And of course, check out all the other reactions that I've done from the Black Sabbath debut all the way up to this point. It's been a really fun journey. And I guess that'll do it from here today, y'all. If you like the video, give that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We upload every single day here at RTTC. And if you'd like to support the channel in any way, check out our Patreon page where you can submit a top 10 list or album reaction, vote in polls, early access, running some free trials over there as well. But until next time, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Happy listening, and I will see you.